Hi guys, and welcome back. And today we'll get on with having a good look at the M18 Hellcat by Tamiya in 1/35 scale. So this will be definitely the first kit I build when I get myself sorted out, the M18 Hellcat US Tank Destroyer 1/35 scale by Tamiya, and really looking forward to getting stuck into it. So there's a bit of box art on the side. This side is B Company, the 805th Tank Destroyer Battalion, which saw action in Italy in April 1945. It's recommending it's all painted in olive drab, and copyright 2021 for this kit. And on the other side is a top-down view of the M18, so you can see into the turret, and also a painted-up version of the figure with, I'm sure, what is lots of interesting information in Japanese. So the first sprue we look at today is Sprue AA, which is largely just the 50 cal machine gun, and again, very nice detail here, and looking forward to putting it together. I've decided, because there's so many vehicles going into this dyno, that I'm not going to do any aftermarket at all. I'm just going to stick with what's in each of the boxes. There'll be enough to build just on their own, rather than adding any extra work on top of it all. Sprue A is next, so it's all about the tracks basically, and the wheels and track sections. So it's the plastic, one very long section, a medium section, two short sections, and a bunch of single individual tracks. Wheel sprockets, rings. It has got pretty much everything you need to do the running gear for an M18, which is no surprise if you've expected that's what you're going to get out of the box. Some nice little detailed small pieces, hooks and the like, so again, all looks pretty straightforward. Sprue B is the upper hull, and a little bit of nice detail here. So the main upper area, which is pretty straightforward. There's not a lot going on really, but there is some nice detail as we get a little bit closer in, rivet wise. I mean, it's basic, but it's nice and clean and crisp. And I don't think I've said this so far yet. No flash, which is of course the stock standard that we come to expect from Tamiya these days. Where the detail is probably nicer is along the back armour there. A little bit more visual interest in that particular area. And probably the thing that looks the best is what will be the floor of the turret. And it's got some really nice steel plate. I can't think what it's called, the non-slip surface stuff. There's probably a word for it. Someone will tell me in the comments. So yeah, that all looks quite good. Lower hull next, and really not a great deal to say about this. You don't see too much of this when the kit's finished. So again, just all looks nice and clean. Very, very good moulding. A little bit more detail there, but ultimately hidden by the wheels and the tracks, so nothing too spectacular. A lot more going on here with Sprue D. So sort of to the right of the sprue, you've got the turret and some cowling, I guess. A little bit more detail about the start of the gun area, and a little bit more of that checkered hashed plating, which I think looks quite good. More around the gun and some of the other bits and pieces around the top of the turret. You love the scientific explanation you're getting. And then the figure that comes with the kit, which looks pretty good detail. Nice folds in the clothing. So the only thing that's disappointing, and it disappoints me with all Tamiya kits, is the softness of the head. They give very soft head. Sometimes that's a good thing, but not necessarily when you're getting little plastic figure. Need to do better, Tamiya. Give better head. Sprue E, the last of the big green plastic sprues. So lots of tiny little parts here. So we'll need to zoom in on a few different sections. Some really fine stuff in terms of the railing. Very delicate, cutting that off with the clippers. Again, some of this basket grating, I guess is what it's called. All good detail, very little in the way of cloggage in there, so the flash is not really a big drama. And again, just across the board, good fine detail. I'm going to lose some of these for sure. I can see something flying off into the distance and me crawling around on the carpet. I've got to do something about that. I've got to future-proof that. And then just the stock standard tools to wrap it up. So, yep, all look pretty good to me. Sprue N, which is the clear sprue, which has really just got the vision blocks and some goggles and some headlight lamps. All looks pretty clear. That's why it's called a clear sprue. Decals are nice. You basically just get what is in the paint guide for the two different tank schemes. We've got the old rubbers, which I believe are for the wheels, and this, which could be a tow rope. We'll figure that out when we get there. So there's the usual double-sided tech tips, which is probably really handy if you've never built a kit before, and maybe some good tips there even if you have. Then we've got the background information sheet. So I'll start off with just the two colour illustrations of the two sets of markings, both in the Italian theatre. I haven't really thought much about where the actual dio will be set, so somewhere in Italy sounds as good as anywhere else. We've got the little bit more information about the vehicle itself, which is always handy to have, and even more information with a few actual pictures of it all, and then a very helpful line drawing of the vehicle with key parts of it illustrated and explained. And last but not least is the instruction booklet. So for those of you who've done one of these before, it just takes us through step by step all of the different stages. Probably my least favourite thing about building a tank is doing the wheels. I don't know why, and it's always typically the first thing you have to do. But yeah, I don't know, I just find it boring. I prefer the hard plastic tracks to the rubber tracks. I thought for stage 27 this was a good little cutaway, just to give you the tip not to fill any of the gaps where they joined for the canvas cover. And just the last couple of pages, we get into the 50 cal, putting the mysterious rope on, some painting instructions for the figures, and that is just about it. A bit more info on the back cover. So that's it. Looks like a really, really good kit, and looking forward to getting stuck into it down the track. Thanks all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Hope you had a really wonderful Christmas day, and if you're a Englishman or an Australian, a very entertaining Boxing Day test day one. So I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.